Hi, I'm P. Jennifer, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer and Science, Faculty of Arts and Science, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. So my subject is web designing, and the course code for the web designing is U18 SCSC 004. And the topic today I'm going to handle about is the HTML Unit 3. Using images as hyperlinks, special characters in HTML, horizontal rules in HTML, lists and tables. So first, we'll see what is this HTML links. So in HTML, we have hyperlinks also. HTML links are hyperlinks. You can click on a link and jump to another document when you are clicking the hyperlink. And when you move the mouse over the link, the mouse arrow will turn into a little hand. So this is what the hyperlink. So in the hyperlink or the HTML links, we have the target attribute. By default, the link page will be displayed in the current browser window. So to change this, you must specify another target for the link. The target attribute specifies where to open the linked document. So which means what they are telling here is when you are having a link or a hyperlink. So when you are moving the mouse over the link, it changes as the little hand icon. And when you are about to click that link, it will redirect you into another page, which means what actually is it will redirect you into another page. So that another page where it has to go means you have to specify in this target attribute. That is what it means. The target attribute can have one of the following values. Self default, which means opens the document in the same window or same tab as it was clicked. Underscore blank means opens the document in a new window or tab. And underscore parent means opens the document in the parent frame, which means you are in the you are in the websites means it will have many web pages. So when you want to move to the first page, that is what called as the home page, it is what the parent frame. And underscore top means opens the document in the fully body of the window. So this is how this target attribute helps to link to the another page where you want to resides the page. Next we have the example how it works on. So use target is equal to double quotes underscore blank. So which means to open the linked document in a new browser window or tab. So the syntax for that a href is equal to within the double quotes the specify the URL, the website address and close the double quotes. Then target is the attribute we are enclosing here, that is equal to double quotes within the double quotes underscore blank, which means it will open the link document in a new browser or browser window or a tab. Then visit W3 schools is the name displays in the web page. And you are about to close the tag A. And we have sample program to use image as an hyperlink. The doc type HTML, it is specifies the document type, and again we are opening the head HTML tag, and inside the body tag we are specifying some contents here that will be visible in the content page. And h1 is what the heading tag we are using here. So add a hyperlink to an image. So in the paragraph tag, hey, href is equal to, within the double quotes, you are specifying the URL. That is what a particular kind of website. And image src is equal to some image you are giving, some image source you are giving here, w3html.gif. So .gif is what called as the image file format. Alt is what the attribute we are using here. Alt is equal to, within the double quotes, w3schools.com. And width is equal to 100, height is equal to 132. And you're closing the A tag and paragraph tag. You're closing the body tag also and HTML tag also. So this is a simple program to use image as an hyperlink. And we have the horizontal rules. And in the horizontal rules, we have the tag HR tag. So the HR tag means horizontal line. Horizontal rules gives you a way to separate sections of your document visually. That way you give readers a clean, consistent visual indication that one portion of your document has ended and another portion has begun. Horizontal rules effectively set off small section of text, delimit document headers and footers, and provide extra visual punch to heading within your document. And the HR tag is about it. The tag tells the browser to insert a horizontal rule across the display window. So with HTML, it has no end tag. For SHTML, it includes the end tag backslash symbol as the last character in the tag itself after any attributes or include an end tag immediately following. So like the BR tag, HR tag forces a simple line break only. So unlike this BR, HR causes the paragraph alignment to refer to the default left justified. The HR tag defines the thematic break in an HTML page, that is a shift of topic. The HR element is most often displayed as a horizontal rule that is used to separate content or define a change in an HTML page. And the HR tag, the function of the HR tag is breaks a text flow and inserts a horizontal rule. It has the attributes align, class, color, directory, dir, id, language, no shade, on click, on double click, on key down, on key press, on key up, on mouse down, on mouse move, on mouse out, on mouse over, on mouse up, size, style, title, width, and end tag none in the HTML. So before this special characters, I need to give some more things about this HR tag. The rendering of a horizontal rule is at the discretion of the browser. Typically, it extends across the entire document. The graphical browsers may render the rule with a chisel or embossed effect. Character-based browsers most likely use dashes or underscores to create the rule. There is no additional space above or below a horizontal rule. And if you want to set it off from the surroundings text, you must explicitly place the rule in a new paragraph, followed by another paragraph containing the subsequent text. A paragraph tag following the rule tag is necessary if you want the content beneath the rule line aligned in any style other than the default left. And next we have the special characters in HTML. So what is this special characters actually? In HTML, special characters are typically those that can't be easily typed into a keyboard or may cause displayed issues if typed or pasted into a web page. If you plan to use any of the special characters on this page, you should use either the HTML entity name or the HTML entity number. This will ensure that it displays correctly in most of all the web browsers. So the following special characters are reserved in HTML. That is because these are the characters that make up the HTML language. If you use one of these characters in an article, the browsers will try interpret it as HTML. Therefore, you should use the entity name or entity number when you want to output any of these reserved characters. And the special characters in HTML is we have character, quote, ampersand symbol, left arrow, and the right arrow. The entity number for all these are specified here. Ampersand, asterisk, 3, 4, and the colon is what the entity number for the double quotes. And the entity name for the double quote is specified as ampersand QUOT colon, semicolon. And the description is what the quotation mark. So likewise, we have a single apostrophe also. The entity number for that is ampersand asterisk 39 semicolon. And the entity name for that ampersand APOS semicolon. And the description is apostrophe. Likewise, we have the ampersand symbol. The entity number for the ampersand symbol is ampersand asterisk hashtag 38 semicolon. And the entity name for that is ampersand AMP semicolon. The description is what is called as the ampersand. And the next we have the left arrow. So the entity number for that is ampersand hash 60 semicolon. And the entity name for that ampersand LT semicolon. And the description is what is called as the less than. And we have next is the greater than. The entity number for that ampersand has 62 semicolon. And the entity name for that ampersand GT semicolon. And description greater than. So these are the special characters in HTML we have, and we need to specify either this entity number or the entity name. And next we have list in HTML. So HTML lists allow web developers to group a set of related items in list. So you will be using this list in the whatever things you're using in the recent world, in the recent technology also. Say for example, I am working as the assistant professor and I will be working on the students list actually in the real-time example. So we'll be maintaining the students list in order. Likewise, in the ascending order of the letters. So example, an unordered HTML list we have is with the bulletin points. Unordered list means it can be jumbled or the randoms we can select. So it does not have any ordered sequential order. So the unordered list may have the bulletin or the arrows, the star or the dot, something like that. So here are the examples of the unordered HTML list, item, 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 item with the bulletin points. An ordered HTML list we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4. One is for the first item, second is for the second item, third is for the third item, and fourth is for the fourth item. Likewise, an ordered list may have even in the Roman letters 1, 2, 3, or in the ABCD format, capital letters ABCD, small letters ABCD, or in any ordered list. Okay, so this is what the difference between the unordered list and in the ordered list. So these are the orders list in the unordered list in the HTML we have. So in detail, what are the tags we have in the unordered HTML list? So an unordered list starts with the UL tag. It is what called as the U was what unordered, L is what the list. So each list item starts with the LI tag. So list item means list LI. So the list items will be marked with bullets, small black circles by default, except by default. As I already told you, there are many unordered list items, star, arrow mark like that. By default, they are using the small black circles with the bullets. It's called as the bulletin points. So example for the unordered list is what you have to mention the UL tag at first. And you, at the end of this, you have to close this UL tag. So inside, you have to mention with the LI tag. So it is called the list of the items. So coffee, tea, milk. So for each and every word, you have to mention the tag with the LI list tag. And you have to, at the end of the word, you have to close this list tag. And for the next word, you are mentioning the list tag and you are closing the list tag. So likewise, how many items also, many items you can also add for the unordered list. So this is the example. So for this example, you'll be get it in this type in the bulletin points like this. And unordered HTML list will be listing coffee bulletin points with the dots or circle, and next is what the tea, and next is what the milk with the this bulletin points dots circle. Okay, small black circles. Likewise. And next, we are looking about this ordered HTML list. An ordered list starts with the OL tag. Ordered, O for ordered, L for list. So OL tag. So each list item starts with the LI tag as it is before in the unordered list. So your listing going to list means you have to mention it with the LI tag only. So likewise, and also in the ordered HTML list also. So the list items will be marked with numbers by default. So when you want to mention with default, you have the output will be in the 1.2.3.4. Okay, so example for that ordered list, you are mentioning the OL tag starting and at the end of the HTMLs list items. So you are mentioning with the backslash, you are closing that ordered list also. So in between, what is this you are having here is what the list of the items. Same the coffee, tea, and milk. But the output for this will be 1 point coffee, 2 point tea, and 3 point milk. So this is the default. By default, the numbers will be displayed. Okay. And next we have is the HTML description list. So HTML also supports a description list. A description list is a list of terms with a description of each term. So list of terms with a description of each term. And DL tag, DT tag, and DD tag. So what is this DL tag? It defines the description list. DT tag, it defines the term name. And DD tag describes each term. So the example for this HTML description list is we have here, and you are opening with the DL tag at first. So opening of this DL tag and you're closing at last with the backslash with the help of the backslash DL tag. What is this DT? It is what the term name. So coffee. So this is what the term name, and you're going to give the description for this coffee, and for that you are using this DD tag. DD tag is what it describes the each term. So coffee hyphen black hot drink. So the output what you'll be getting for this descriptions list is coffee hyphen black hot drink. It describes coffee. The definition for the coffee or this description of the coffee is black hot drink. Likewise, you are defining the milk also. So for this is what called as the term name. So that's why you are giving it in the DT tag. So before milk, you are giving this opening the DT tag and you are closing the DT tag because it is the term name. And for the milk, you are describing or you are giving some description about the milk. So you are using the DD tag. So DD tag describes each term. And white cold drink. So that is what the description for milk, and you're closing this DL tag. So this is what the complete about a complete list, ordered list, unordered list, and the description list. So these are all the tags for the and the descriptions we have in the list. So you have UL tag, it defines an unordered list. You have OL tag, it defines an ordered list. And you have LI tag, it defines a list item. And you have DL tag, it defines a description list. And you have DT tag, it defines a term in a description list. And last you have this DD tag, it describes the term in a description list. That's all about the HTML list. So next we'll look into the HTML tables. So HTML tables allow web developers to arrange data into rows and columns. So the table tag defines an HTML table. Each table row is defined with a TR tag. So we have, if you want to enter any number of rows or columns in HTML. So when you're developing a HTML document and in that you want to put an any table form. So for that you can specify these tags to develop the table in the HTML document. So each table row. So when if you want to define a table row, it defines with a tr tag. And if you want to specify the table header, it is defined by the th tag. And if you want to define a single data inside the table, you have to specify with the td tag. By default, the text in th elements are bold and centered. So by default, which means you are giving the th. Th is for specifying the table header. So the elements are bold and centered. So by default, the text in TD elements are regular and left aligned. So if you want to specifically adjustment in the justify or in the right element, you have to specify that. So by default, it will be aligned in the left side only. So this is a simple HTML table. A table style you are giving with 100%. And you are opening a row, first row, okay. So first row we have TH. So this is what the first row you are opening with the TR tag and you are closing, after that you are closing the TR tag here because this completes the single row, okay. And first you are using TH tag. So TH tag is for describing the table header, which means it is already what they have told here means th tag is for a table header and th elements are bold and centered, okay. Th elements are bold and centered. So first name, last name, age, which means uh, uh, you imagine the first row is what the table header. First name you're going to give the first name and you're going to give the last name and you're going to give the age, okay. And it completes the first row. Next you are opening the second row. That's why again you are opening the tr tag, okay. So here you are describing the td. So td tag is to for what means td tag is for data cell, to describe the data cell, okay. Table data or table cell. So TD tag is used for that, and the TD elements are regular and left aligned by default. So TD first name you are giving is what Jill, last name is what Smith, and the age is what 50. So with that you are completing the second row also. And again you are opening the third row. That's why you are mentioning the TR tag here and you are closing the TR tag here. And the TD, the second data, the first row, second row, third row, you are going to specify the first name as Eve, second name as Jackson, last name as Jackson, and the age you're specifying 94. With that, you're completing the third row also. So this is a sample HTML table. And the output will be like this for the previous example I have told. Okay, so basic HTML table. First name, last name, age, Jill Smith 50, Eve Jackson 94, John Doe 80. So likewise, you can develop the table in this manner. Note, so the TD elements are the data containers of the table and they contain all sorts of HTML elements, text, images, list, other tables, etc. A link does not have to be text. A link can be an image or any other HTML element also, which means it need not to be only the text or the image. It can also be the audio or the video or any clip, okay. So if you are clicking that, it will redirect you into another page. So that is what called as the link or a hyperlink. So chapter summary we have here. Use the HTML table element to define a table. Use the HTML tr tag to element to define a table row. And use HTML td to define a table data. Use HTML th element to define a table heading. This is what the chapter summary for the HTML tables alone. And here we have some HTML table tags specifically which you are using inside the HTML document. So the first tag is what table tag, and you are defining a table. It defines a table. Next we have th tag. It defines a header cell in a table. Next we have tr tag. It defines a row in a table. Next we have TD tag. It defines a cell in a table. And the next is what the caption tag. So it defines a table caption. If you want to specify the table caption, you can specify this caption tag. And we have column group, COL group. So it specifies a group of one or more columns in a table for formatting. And you have the call, okay, call tag. It specifies column properties for each column within a call group element. The next we have T-head tag. It groups the header content in a table. T-body tag. It groups the body content in a table. And last we have T-foot tag. It groups the footer content in a table. So these are all the some specifically tags used in the HTML table, HTML document. Thank you. We'll see in the next units.